Okay, so we left off with some Unit 2 vocabulary. Now I understand the last couple classes were a little bit confusing with the pachim and everything. So I thought it would be a good idea if we could just take aside and not go into Unit 2 yet. We just did the vocabulary, but not do Unit 2 yet. And let's just learn some pachim first before we do some grammar again. So I feel like you're still a little confused. I remember some of you guys told me last week you just didn't know what to do. I totally understand that you guys are learning. So let's go and read an article about how to cope with this. So since this is mostly in English, I expect you guys to read English. Okay. So who wants to start reading this first? Anyone? Like it's English. Okay. I don't think you have a problem with that. But all right, Leon, go first. I'll zoom in to make
In this lesson, you will learn Korean Pachim, system with Korean alphabet Hangul. Before you start this lesson, I recommend you to learn Korean alphabet first if you didn't learn it yet.
Okay, so does everyone know what the Korean alphabet is? Like to an extent. So if I had to tell you, actually, I wouldn't do that. But let's just go in and see if there's a second page. So this is the Korean alphabet. Most of you guys have seen this, right? Everyone knows what this is, right? Right? You guys seen the Korean alphabet before? Nothing new. The chi in, the vowels, and all that stuff. Okay. I don't think there's really any issue with this, but I'm just telling you guys these are the basics. Okay. All right. Pachim. This is my graph representation. This is your pachim right here. It's that little consonant that is supporting the word. Okay. All right. Um, Eden, I want you to read this section for me. This whole section.
What is pachim exactly? This grammatical feature is really hard to explain in other languages. It's a consonant placed at the bottom and pronounced at the end in the Korean syllable block. It makes Korean writing system very unique. Pachim means support or prop because it supports other letters from below. It's often pronounced as pachim.
Okay, does everyone get that? Pachim is supporting the block. Okay, whatever word it is. So if we go to, this is pronounced hong. Okay, at the end there's a little consonant that's supporting this word. Okay, I don't know how else to explain it, but if I'm gonna look crazy, I'll do it. If I see like Jesus right here, okay, and my hands right here, I'm supporting the cross. Woo, 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 woo. That's the pachim. My hand is the pachim. I am supporting this cross. Okay, you got it? Woo, woo, woo. Okay, like almost like think of it as like you're partying, but you're just throwing your hands in the air, but you're putting it like this because you want to support the above. So woo, 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 woo. All right, got it. All right, let's move on to the next session. Aaron, read the first two paragraphs for me.
You can see a big difference when you compare Korean language and other languages. You can't distinguish which one is a pachim or not with Romanized Korean.
So Romanized Korean is in essence I don't want to, it's hard to explain, but what I'm trying to say is that you have to look at the Korean word to see where the pachim is. Okay, so keep reading, Aaron. Continue.
It doesn't seem so important, but it helps you distinguish Korean words. For example, keep-e and gipi both are romanized as gipi and sounds also gipi, but gipi means deep or depth. Gipi means avoid or evade. However, both sound the same.
Okay, so what this paragraph is telling me is that even if these two words sound the same, kipi and gipi, they sound the exact same. No stress differences whatsoever. But they have different meanings based on the spelling of the word. Kipi right here has a pachim, by the rule, because there is a p up that's supporting the above. P on the other hand, this one right here, this don't have a pachim. There's nothing under ki. There's nothing. There's nothing. Nada. Nilch. Okay. That's how you distinguish if there's a pachim or if there's no pachim. Okay. Everyone get it so far? Thumbs up, nod a little bit. Ryan, is this making you understand a little more of what it means?
A bit.
A bit. All right. We're not even halfway done this article. We're just gonna keep reading. Okay. All right. Okay. This is a joke, but anyways. Okay. So how about Leon? You want to read?
Some online lessons say Pachim is a final consonant, but that's not correct. Pachim isn't placed at the final. Every single symbol block can have a Pachim.
Okay. Do you understand what that means? So, if there's a word like pachin, we have two syllables, right? One, two, one, two, one, and two. Got it? There's two syllables in the word, but pachim is not the final consonant. So you can't just say that, oh, since this has the final consonant, only this has the pachim. That's not true. Any word can have a pachim. Okay, any syllable block can have a pachim. So in the same word, you can have pachims in all of them. So let's say, um, hold on, let me find the typing thing. So let's say I had a text here, and I did soybean paste. That translates to in town. Okay, this is one word, but we have two syllable blocks. However, both of them have pachims. Right here, the neon is the pachim in 10. All right, but in tang, there is an iyang pachim. There's an ng sound at the end. Okay, that's when you know that both of these syllable blocks have pachims in the same word. Okay, that's just to give you reference. Okay, Ryan, read this part.
Pronunciations. Basically, all pachims are just a consonant, so you can use it as what you learned. In this lesson, I won't explain each pronunciation of Hangul.
Okay, so this is just one of the like consonant endings that you can have. So this is the sound that you should hear when at the ending of that syllable, that consonant, that syllable block. So in this case, younggi, okay, younggi. Yun has a pachim, and it ends in the n sound, yun, y-e-o-n, yun, okay, and it has a nian pachim. So you should hear that when you pronounce younggi, okay. Now you have liu. When you romanize it, it's an L sound. So you should feel a sense of like a liu or an L sound at the end. Okay? So KOR.E5.20 has a pachim because there is an L sound at the end. Alright? Right. And in this case, now we go to mium. Mium has an M sound. So at the end, I should feel an M at the end of the word or at the end of the syllable block. So here it says ma has a pachim because at the end you hear the M letter, the M sound. Okay? And now we have piup and piup. This corresponds to B slash P. So this is technically interchangeable. We can see that in future references. But in this example, it's pop, pop, being meal, rice, things of that nature. But at the end, it has a B slash P sound, similar. But in conclusion, this has a patch. All right. Does anyone get that? Anyone confused? Leon, you seem a little. You good? All right. Aaron, you got it. Okay. Let's move on. All right, let me read this part. Sound change. Some pronunciations change completely different as a pachim. Well, everybody can't be the same when they hit the bottom, don't you think? Oh, pachim part. That makes me so sad, lol. When a syllable block ends with a consonant and the next block starts with a consonant, it changes the sound. So, how do I explain this? It this is basically a general rule when you're pronouncing words. Uh, how would I like to keep it really simple? Uh, hmm. I think we should just do the examples just to make sense. So the sound changes in essence that if I have kuksu right here, kuksu means noodles. The K at the end is going to be the factor into pronouncing this word cook. So you should feel that that K sound at the end, kuksu. Okay, and that's what I mean when you guys pronounce these words to have more emphasis with the consonant, so that you guys can understand that when you see this pachim right here, there is a little emphasis on it. You can't just brush it over. It's not like you have to not consider it. You need to consider that consonant sound, because otherwise, if you took out the this sound right here, it would just be kusu. But with the K at the end, or at the end of here, it would be kuksu. Okay. Same with here, chota, um, or kotta. There is a tigut and chiut pachim, so it sounds like either a D or T sound, right? Uh, uh, if I took out this chia and tiga, it would just be joda and koda. But with this pachim, you almost have like this moment of emphasis of like a little like a jump that's really instantaneous. So it'd be jota and kota. Okay, and also with ion, it's like an ng. Like you guys know your ing verbs like running, walking, being, seeing, singing. Take out the I, and this is just an ng sound, like ing or something like that. Whatever value you put in front of it, but this influences the word sarang. You need to pronounce the ng at the end, rang. Now, if I took out this ing, it would just be sara. But putting this ing at the end, this pachim, changes the sound of the word. Sarang. Okay? You guys got that? All right. Pachim before a vowel. Uh, hold on. Hmm. Hold on. Okay. We can we can keep reading actually. So let's do this one. How about we have Eden read it? Oh, you're muted by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah, can you read this?
Which one? Oh. If the next syllable block starts with a fake consonant O or O, no,
Ian.
Ian.
Yeah.
Or often whole.
Here.
Oh.
Here. That's how you like pronounce that letter. Yeah. It's okay, Eden. Don't worry. Keep going.
Teams keep their own sound and connect to a next word block. It's very similar to English or other languages.
Mm-hmm. All right. So in this case, it's basically the sound. How do I pronounce this? This sound, since this is like a fake consonant, this under this pachim right here is carried over in essence. So if I was to write this would basically mean, so I puri, right? That's the actual word, but it sounds like puri, okay? I know that sounds really confusing right now, but this is what it means. Basically, this young is just omitted. It's just you don't really consider it. You just consider the leer. So the leer goes here, and that's how it sounds. It's spelled like puri, but it's pronounced like puri to make it really easier for your head. Okay, that's what we have to do. Same with this, buggy, and manwan. So for manwan, for example, we have man one, right? And then this would be pronounced like this. Oh, sorry. Even though this is the correct spelling, this is how you would pronounce it. Manon, okay? And puri, okay? All right, let's move on. All right, now we're gonna go over to twin consonant pachi. I'll go over this one. Some of the twin consonants are really close to each other. Sometimes they won't. They work as pachi. Um, so this is like the Korean grammar only uses samgyeok, samsiet for all twin consonants. They affect the sound of the next syllable. Uh, and this is basically like the emphasis on these words. Okay. So when you see a fake consonant like ian, for example, this kiuk is influencing this word, this syllable right here. Okay. So how about you guys try to pronounce these words without my help? Um, Eden, it seems like you're already trying. So how about you pronounce this part of the word? Pronounce this. You're muted, by the way.
Kukta?
Yes, kokta. Okay. So the reason why we pronounce that is because um, it's just because of the fact that since there's two consonants right here, they put emphasis on each other. So that's why this sangyak is also here, is that it makes a stronger sound for the ta. So it's not kokta, it's kokta. Okay, you have a stronger sound on the tigut. Okay, so let me annotate that for you guys. So this tia is like really strong, like like right. So kokta, that's how you pronounce it. It's not kokta. Okay, do you guys see the difference in that? Because the ta is normally pronounced like ta, like just like at rest. But ta, that's like the emphasis. That's the strong point of the verb. Okay? And now we're going to here. Leon, try to pronounce this verb. Oh, Eden, not you, sorry. You already did it. But hey, Leon, your turn. What's this?
I thought I was muted.
Here.
Otta.
Otta, right? Do you see how you're not saying otta? It's otta. Okay? You're putting more emphasis on the tigut right here because there is a 상시읒, there's a double 시읒. So this shia is telling the tigat right here to say, hey, I need you to pronounce a little bit more emphasis. I need a little bit more strength from you. So it would be atta, not atta. Okay? Do you see that when I say atta, it's very pronounced. It's very strong. It's like I'm really aggressive. But atta sounds really weak. It sounds like you're about to go to sleep. You're really tired. That's the difference here. Now we're going to go over to the blue. The blue is basically saying that uh it's this is a little different because this yung right here is a fake consonant. And when we say fake consonants, that means that it's fake. It's just we don't consider it a lot. So what does that tell me? If I have a sangyuk, that means I have two gyuks right here, right? Two gyuks right here. That means that this hyuk, one of them, is going to be the next sound for this one. Do you remember when we were sorry for the annotations, but like when we were here, do you remember how the neon goes over here and it's pronounced manon, manon, even though it's spelled like this, the neon has influence over this because the iyung is a fake consonant. Same with here. Puri is that's how you spell it, but you pronounce it like puri. Okay, because the lia right here has influence over this. Okay? Really confusing, but we can explain this next week and it'll be much easier also. Okay, let me try to match this up. So that's why when we have this here, it's ancha because this chiat sound goes over to the ian and says, "Hey, this is my spot. I want to have influence over you." So in essence, instead of saying and it's anja. Okay, it connects the flow together. It puts those two together. Same with here. Type It's not type ah. It's type pa. The p transfers over here to produce the sound. Type. Okay. And if you have a tigut right here though, it would be anta, like emphasis on the tigut, makes the tigut stronger. Taruba over here, that's when the pia takes over and puts influence on the pronunciation. Okay? All right. And that's, do you, let me just ask, does anyone have issues with the pachim? Like, do you guys understand it now? Like, does it help you a little better to understand what the pachim is, the supporting? Got it? Somewhat? Give me a nod or like a thumbs up, whatever. Hey, Leon, you seem really confused. You okay? Okay. Just remember that, okay? Pachim, support. Okay? Alrighty. So I'll stop share and I'll just give you the homework for tonight. So tonight, really, I didn't have anything aside. I just wanted to go over that article because I know you guys are struggling on the Pachim part because it was really confusing. But I think we got most of it down. Now the issue is that we have to translate. We have to use the Pachim, and now we have to translate that. We have to translate the verbs to make it into a sentence. I don't know if you guys started learning Spanish yet, but in Spanish, there's a thing called conjugation. You get a verb, you have to turn it into a specific type of verb to make it a sentence, or else it wouldn't make sense. Same with Korean. You have to get the verb, conjugate it with the correct grammar, and then make a sentence, or else it just sounds awful. Okay, that's why you need to master the fundamentals of a patim, of a conjugation, of a verb type, because that way you will be able to say anything in Korean. Okay, so for your homework tonight, please, 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 all I ask for you this weekend is to just give me your parents' phone number. someone who will actually check their messages. So it could be your mom or your dad. Don't really care, but please, 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 just give me your phone number or like give me their phone number by tonight, okay? Because I know that some of you guys don't have phone number like phones in here, so it's just better if I did your parents, and it's much better for me so that I can communicate with them. So I think Eden, you gave me yours already. I have, well, Leon, your mom was on the Zoom last week, right? So I have hers. Uh, I think I have yours, Aaron, but I just want to get yours again just in case. And Ryan, I definitely don't have yours. Okay, so definitely you two. Please send it to me by tonight. Do you guys? Can you guys do that? All right, send it. Your parents have my email. Okay, and if you don't have it, I'll just type in the chat right now. Oh, sorry. That is my email address. Um, so when you get the chance by tonight, like before midnight, please get your parents' phone numbers and email it to me. I will make a group chat with them. I will send all the videos for them, and you guys are like, yeah. And I will send all the videos, all the resources, so that you guys will finally start getting homework and you'll actually start getting things done. Okay. Leon, I know you guys are funny, man. You guys are a great group of kids. I wish some of my kids in my class were like that, but man, we need people like you. All right, it's 9:08. I don't know what time you guys go to bed, but uh, that's it. That's it for our lesson. Next week we're gonna do some unit two. Probably gonna go over some Pachman grammar and a little bit of vocabulary. But anyways, do your homework, please, and tell your parents good night in Korean. All right. You guys remember what good night in Korean means? Please. What does it mean? Anyone? 안녕히.
주무세요.
Thank you. Got it? Uh, so I didn't assign any official homework, so you guys are free. But for Aaron and Ryan, I just need your phone numbers by tonight or your parents' phone numbers by tonight, okay? Got it? All right. But starting next week, if we do get on track, I'm gonna start doing a little bit of homework. If I know you guys are probably gonna be a little bummed out by that, but don't worry, it's not gonna be that bad. You guys can manage it. You shouldn't have a hard time. If you do, let me know though, and we can make things work. All right, I'm gonna start recording, and that's it. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. If you guys know Simon, by the way, tell him to come on Tuesday. Okay, I need to know what's up. See you guys. Good night.